Shemai everyone, I'm so delighted to be taking part in the UK Scrappy YouTubers Cooperative YouTube Hop. Phew, it's lucky I got my teeth in for this one. And the theme is either autumn or Halloween. Now, I don't have children, so I've gone for the autumn theme because, funny enough, my husband and I don't sort of really dress up for Halloween. But I wanted to start with this wreath. And as you can see, I cut it on my silhouette, but I hadn't put the correct material option in, so it was tearing the cardstock. So I stopped it, and when I took it out to the machine, I thought that would make a nice stencil. Now, obviously, because I've only done half of it, I need to be a bit creative the way I use it. So I'm using some Distress Oxide, some Tim Holtz Distress Oxides, and I think I've got Spiced Pumpkin. I'm trying to read it on screen at the moment. Fossilized amber, spun sugar, seedless preserve, and I think I also used a bit of rusty hinge. So I'm just now inking through the partially cut file, and I must say it turns out even better than I expected, because I wasn't sure whether it would sort of show as leaves enough, if you see what I mean. So I'm trying to use all the colours that I've got from these paper sheets. I think some of them were pink paisley, and they're actually leftovers from a hip kit club that I had last year. I think some of them were pink fresh, I think they were pink paisley, and some of them then I think the embellishments were exclusive hip kit ones. So I'm on a bit of a mission to use things up. There are some things that I'll probably never use because in the UK we don't call it fall, we call it autumn. So anything with fall on I'll probably not use, or I'll try and be creative and cut things off. So as you can see, I flipped my stencil over and I'm just finishing off here because, to be honest, it took such a long time. I thought you might have fallen asleep as I was doing it. And I'm just mixing all the colours that were in the collection, in the paper collection, and I'm just sort of mixing all those in. And there's some colours that I wouldn't typically use for autumn, but they look so pretty on the papers together. So there it is. As you can see, it's not a perfect sort of wreath, but I'm going to add some of the leaves then that I have fussy cut from the one paper sheet. As you can see, they're in a little star-shaped bowl by the side of me. That took a little bit of time, I'll be honest. It was a bit of a labour of love. It's the sort of thing you start and you think, why did I start this? And I'm just sort of, I also went through the die cut that came with the kit. I cut these little trees out and I tried to bring in the green as well, because even though my husband and I and my mum's dog went for an autumn walk, it wasn't looking particularly autumnal that day because the weather was absolutely glorious and the trees were still quite green. So I don't often scrap multi-photos, but lately I've been finding that because I take such a lot of photos of one event, I've been trying to add more multi-photo layouts to my album. So I've just put the one of Izzy on her own, that's backed on foam, and then the ones by the side then and above are stuck down flat, and then the one of my husband carrying Izzy, because she got a little bit tired at the end of her 5-mile walk, because she'd also been out for another walk in the morning and she'd only got little legs, so she had a little carry. I put that one up on foam as well. And then I'm going to sort of enhance the corners of the photos with these little trees. And then I'm going to add the leaves then to my wreath. So this weekend there is a blog hop. There's lots and lots of lovely ladies taking part. Some of them have gone with a Halloween theme. Some of them have gone with autumn. And I'll put all the links to their YouTube channels and their videos in the description box below. So I've tried to keep my video quite short just to allow you plenty of time to enjoy all the inspiration that's out there. I can't wait to see what they've all done. So as you can see, I'm still faffing trying to get the square backends off those little foam pads. I have a real collection of them by the end. So are you a Halloween lover? Are you in the UK? I think Halloween's become more of a thing. But especially with lockdown this year, I have no idea how Halloween's going to look this year for the children in the street. So will you be going out and about? Let me know in the comment box below. So as you can see, I'm just sort of sticking these leaves on, and I must be honest, I did have a little bit of a moment because some of the leaves are facing the other way, if you see what I mean. I like all my leaves, if I was going to make a wreath, all to be sort of following the same direction. But can you see that orange one I put at the top? That has stressed me slightly because it's poking outside the wreath. But I made myself get over it and thought, for goodness sake, get a grip. Nobody else is going to notice that apart from you. But now I pointed it out to you, you probably all think, oh, that's really annoying. So I'm just adding those little mushrooms in, and they were from the chipboard cards. They were from the chipboard sheet. And I must be honest, I never ever thought I'd use them. So it's so good to try new challenges because it does get you seeing your stash in a slightly different way. And this is the longest part, is adding all these little foam pads to the back of my leaves. But I wanted a bit of dimension because of the ink leaves were so flat. I wanted then to add lots of dimension with the wreaths going, the leaves and the wreath going around. I do like a wreath shape. I like them on cards. I love them on scrapbook layout as well because they keep your photos in one place, if you see what I mean. As I say, I love these colours together. I would never ever thought of using these colours together on an autumn layout. I wouldn't think of using pink, but they look so pretty together. And it was a sheet of paper that was crying out to be fussy cut, but then I was nearly crying after I'd finished it because it was quite fiddly. In a second I'm going to disappear off the page, or off the screen I should say, because I'm going to find a little bit of gold spray because I just wanted to add a little bit of something into the corners. I felt the corners were a little bit bare. So I'm looking through, I'm going to add this little fox on. Once again, I don't usually use little creatures like this on scrapbook layouts because I'm not scrapping photos of children, but I thought seeing as Izzy was with us, you'd forgive me. And then I've got this little colourful owl, which I decided not to use here, but later on he hides a little mistake I made up in the corner, so he will reappear on my page as if by magic. I'm just using some of these little chipboard pieces as well, just to add another little bit of dimension. I cannot believe we're at the end of October already. This year, the most bizarre year ever, has absolutely flown by. And I'm trying now to think of how I'm going to be doing my nativity in school without any parents coming in. So I'm wondering about streaming it live, but then think of all the horrors that could open up. So yeah, my brain is busy. So I've just put a little autumn banner at the top. The nice thing about this Hip Kit Club was that they had a sheet of exclusive word phrases all about autumn. That's me appearing now with my ink spray. And they actually use the word autumn in there as well as fall, which is nice because a lot of American scrapbook supplies concentrate on using the word fall rather than autumn. So I'm just adding a little bit of this gold spray, but the mistake I make is up in the one corner where I'm going there, I've sort of got the squareness of the stencil, if you see what I mean, up in the top left hand corner, which then bugs me slightly. And I don't know whether I sort of do it on screen or off screen, but I will add that little owl back there. I've got a little few close-up pictures as well of my layout at the end, so you can see then how I've done it. But I wanted to say hello autumn. I think that's what I wanted to say anyway. But this was the last glorious weekend of September for us, and we went for a walk in our lockdown area because at this time Keighley, where I live, is still in lockdown. But the bizarre thing is that people from Bristol were travelling into Keighley, but we weren't allowed to travel out of Keighley. Then I'm trying to find some little gold stickers, some very small Heidi Swap stickers to put for hello, just to bring another little bit of gold in. And if I'd realised it'd taken this long, I would have cut this bit out, so I'm dreadfully sorry. But just to remind you again, please take the time to have a little look in the description box below and have a look to see what everyone else is doing. If you have joined me from somebody else's channel, croeso, welcome. And if you are heading off to another channel, everyone would really appreciate a like or a comment, or a subscription would be fantastic as well. We love doing these videos for you, and we love it when you take part with us. So I'm going to get ready to say goodbye now because I expect I'll disappear soon. So thank you so much for joining me. I will have some close-ups coming up. Take care everybody. Hwyl fawr.